All right, so welcome back to Study Hall. You know we love to just really dig deep into these topics that get you thinking and hopefully see things in a new light.
Yeah, definitely always trying to shake things up a little bit,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So today we're going way back to February 2025.
Ooh, 2025.
Yeah, we're going back a few years and looking at a White House proclamation about career and technical education,
CTE.
CTE,
Yeah,
exactly issued by President Trump at the time.
makes sense. It was his second term.
It was. And, it's interesting because it really gives us a glimpse into how his administration saw the future of work, and where CTE fit into all of that.
Well, yeah, and it goes beyond just kind of like, patting American workers on the back.
Yeah.
It lays out this vision for economic growth and puts CTE right at the center of it all.
It starts by praising workers,
Yeah, well,
calling them the backbone of our nation.
of course, got to start with that.
Yeah, and then dives right into how crucial it is to prepare the workforce for a world that's constantly changing, especially with technology.
Yeah, that's key. The proclamation really stresses that connection between CTE and growing the economy.
Yeah.
It argues that if we equip students and workers with the skills that industries actually need,
The right skills.
yeah, the right skills, then America can stay competitive on a global scale.
And it even specifically mentions the Strengthening Career and Technical Education for the 21st Century Act, which I think is a mouthful.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But it's important, and President Trump signed this during his first term,
Yep.
and he directly links it to unparalleled growth and economic development.
Powerful words.
They are, so for listeners who might not know, can you give us like a quick summary of what that act was all about?
Oh, absolutely. So
Yeah.
basically, it was designed to increase funding and support for CTE programs all over the country. The goal was to modernize these training programs so they're really in line with what industries need, and to ultimately, create this pipeline of skilled workers who are ready to fill those in-demand jobs.
So it's about making sure people have the skills they need to actually get out there and work.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's interesting how this connection between job training and economic growth is like a recurring theme throughout the proclamation.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But how does that connection actually play out in the real world?
Well, let's take manufacturing, for example.
Okay.
There's a huge need for skilled technicians who can operate advanced machinery and manage automated systems.
So people who can work with robots and all that.
Exactly. And CTE programs that focus on things like mechatronics or industrial maintenance, those directly feed into these needs.
Hmm.
By giving people those skills, CTE is helping companies become more productive, innovate, and ultimately, contribute to economic growth.
So it's not just about learning a specific trade. It's about adapting to this new world of work.
Absolutely.
It's fascinating how CTE is seen as this solution to some pretty major problems. Like the fear of automation replacing jobs.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's a big one. And that optimistic view of, the potential for economic growth is really reflected in some of the language used in the proclamation.
Very.
Yeah, for sure. President Trump talks about making technology work for Americans, not Americans for technology,
Right.
and leading the world into a new golden age.
Those are strong statements.
They are.
What do you think he was trying to say with that kind of language?
Well, I think it shows a desire to embrace new technologies, but to do it in a way that empowers American workers.
Okay.
It suggests that the administration saw CTE as a way to equip people not just to survive, but to thrive in this future that's so driven by technology.
So it's not just about keeping up, it's about getting ahead.
Exactly.
It's really interesting.
It is.
So it's not just about learning a trade, it's about preparing for a future where technology is even more integrated into our lives.
Right. Think of it this way. As automation takes over those more routine tasks,
Yeah.
the human skills like critical thinking, problem solving, adaptability.
Those soft skills that everyone talks about.
Exactly. Those become even more important. And CTE programs that incorporate those elements are setting students up for the jobs of tomorrow, jobs that might not even exist yet.
That's a really interesting point, and it leads us to a question for our listener.
Oh, I like it.
How does this proclamation make you think about your own skills and your career path?
Yeah, that's a good one.
What do you think will be the most valuable skills in the years to come?
Because, this proclamation lays out a specific roadmap for the future of work.
It does.
So as you think about your own goals and what you want to achieve, consider how this vision aligns with your path. What skills might you need to develop, not just to keep up, but to excel in this future?
To be at the forefront.
Exactly.
That's something I really hope you'll keep exploring.
It's worth thinking about for sure.
Well, on that note, thank you for joining us for another deep dive here at Study Hall.
Always a pleasure.
We'll see you next time.
See you later.